I will start to talk about, because I do not want to block a lot. Hopefully I share the screen. So here you are. Pencere. Yeah. So exactly, I think it's reflected. Could you see?
Yes, ma'am, we can see that.
Okay, very nice. So, my dear friends, this week I'm aiming to finalize the last chapter, integrated marketing communications. It's really interesting for me because it's a huge time. I think we were living in the pandemic. I gave the online lectures, but this is quite interesting for me. I missed to give lectures in online. So hopefully I'll do my best. Please, if you do not understand or if you have any questions, interrupt me and ask your questions, my dear friends. So, and also, please do not forget to sign the attendance list in the final examination day, okay? If I forget to print out and bring to the exam day, remind me, because we have to, last week and this week's attendance list are missing. So we have to sign the list, okay? My dear friends, remind me.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
This week, we are just going to talk about the integrated marketing communication, 4Ps, last P, my dear friends. And I just want to highlight 5 different promotion mix tools for communicating customer value, because it's the last and maybe the most important step of marketing in today's business world. Because, the content and the style that you are going to communicate with your consumers are very, very important in today's business world. This chapter directly focusing on what kind of vehicles and what kind of different promotion tools we use to reach our consumers, and with using those different tools, how we are creating value. Okay, so generally we are focusing on communication, we are focusing on communication model, and I just want you to learn about how we are going to attract our consumer, convince our consumer, what kind of perceptional phases that our consumers are living. We are going to talk about in this chapter. So we will discuss also changing communication landscape and the need for the integrated marketing communication. Why? Because, we have different elements and different tools to use, like public relations, advertising, events and sponsorship. What else? Direct marketing tools, digital marketing tools. So these are all differentiated tools to create the consumer value. But on top of that, we should have some consideration to manage all of those tools in an integration, because these are different tools that we are going to use, different vehicles while we are executing it. But on the other hand, even if we are using the different tools and promotional mix elements, we have to give the same and the consistent message to our consumers, because we are afraid to confuse our consumer, my dear friends. At the very beginning of our semester, we have been talking about that consumers' perceptions are quite like a rubbish. Their minds are getting much more rubbish day by day, because they are exposed by different messages from different types of brands, okay, in the market environment. So as a company, even if we are using the different promotional mix elements and different vehicles to reach them, I do not want to confuse my consumer, and I want to give stable and common and strategic messages to our consumers. Even if I'm using different tools, I have to give stable messages. So this is called integrated marketing communication philosophy. Okay, so this is very important. And I
Ma'am,
just
your
want
voice took.
And I just want to talk about what's communication. You should know, as a master degree student, you should know the communication process on a theoric base, and I will explain what's communication process. And at the very end of the lecture, we are going to talk about and explain the methods of setting some promotional budgets, because there are some different techniques to calculate, to allocate promotional budgets, and the factors that are affecting to design the promotion mix. Okay, so let's continue. Let's define 5 promotional mix tools. Of course, these are the combinations in the literature. I'm just going to give the promotion mix tools in the scope of 5. Okay, there are more than 5. But what I mean by the promotional mix, it's the specific blend of promotion tools that the company uses them persuasively communicate customer value and build customer relationship. So we have been talking about what's the ultimate goal of the marketing. Customer value, creating customer value. Am I right? Yeah. So in order to create some customer value, we have to communicate with our customers a trustable communication, trustable relationship. Okay. So because of that, promotional mix is very important, because this is the way how you reach your messages to the consumers. Okay, how you reach your messages. The first one is advertising, my dear friends, the main and the common one. So advertising is any paid form, this is very important, the word of paid form of non-personal presentation and promotion of ideas, goods, services by an identified sponsor. Okay, we can use the broadcast media, printed media, online media, mobile media, or outdoor mediums. Okay, so these are some different types of advertising. But the advertising as a mentality, the advertising includes some paid form. Okay, so as a company, you have to pay for it. Okay, for instance, the public relations is not like that. So if you create or if you invent something beneficial for the humans, okay, so it could have some news value, and and then it has some publicity value. So you could be news in the newspaper or in the other mediums. So it's not paid. Okay, it's free of charge. But if we are talking about advertising is mainly a paid form of our company's promotions, ideas, goods, and services. Okay. So after the advertising, very briefly, I'm talking. Second one is sales promotions. So sales promotions is short-term incentive to encourage the purchase or sale of a product or service. So sales promotion is directly related with the selling operation. In order to increase your volume or in order to increase your profit, you are making some promotions on your product and brand or your services. But this is short term. It's a kind of short term incentive, and you are aiming to for instance, leverage your awareness, or for instance, increase your sales. So you may give some discounts, you may give some coupons, okay, for the second purchase, third purchase, or some gifts, okay, displays, demonstrations. So these are all the creative campaigns that aims to leverage the sales. Okay, this is called sales promotions, like buy two get one free. Okay, or for the second purchase, get 25% off. Okay, these are a kind of sales promotion techniques. Personal selling. Personal selling is the third common technique in promotional mix. It's all the personal interactions by the firm's sales force for the purpose of engaging customers, making sales, or building some customer relationship. So in general physical environment, store environment, we are working with the sales staff, and sales staff are generally working on leveraging the sales by using some sort of personal selling efforts. Okay, especially in some sort of sectors, personal selling is very, very important than others. Like if your product is sold by a professional advice. Okay, remember that I was working a marketing manager of Hills. We talked that, and the Hills brand is sold in just veterinary clinics and pet shops. So which means that they are not sold in the supermarket, because the consumers should be led, should be supported while they are choosing the brand, because the brand's technical quality is quite high, ingredients quite high, and someone should give some extra information to sell this, to be purchased this product. Okay, so personal selling is very important in some sort of sectors, like automotive sector is very important, because automotive brands consumers are taking high risks while they are purchasing a car. It's a high involvement product, and they have many questions to ask to some knowledgeable people. So these knowledgeable people are the salespeople. Okay, I hope you raise your hand, dear. Am I right? Did you raise your hand? Wait a minute, I just want to see your face. Yes, please. Hills. Hills is the pet food producer, American pet food producer, performing all over the world. It's a global brand, and it's a really interesting brand. If you make some little search about the Hills brand, it has some prescription diet products and some regular products in their ranges, but they are professional brand. What I mean, it's quite expensive to feed your cat and dog. So if you see as a family member of your cat and dog, is if you perceive your cat and dog is like your family member, because most of the pet owners spending more money than their children to the animals. So it's quite expensive. Because of that, they are not sold in the supermarket channel. They are sold in professional channel, we said. Okay, so clinics and pet shops sell the brand. So our B2B marketing activities are much more than B2C, because we are pushing the product into the channel, professional channel, and we expect them to sell the product. Okay, so generally, if you are a consumer brand, okay, what you do first, you push your brand and products into the distribution channel, and you expect that your brands and products is pulled by the consumer. So these are two different techniques. So pushing and pulling strategy, and this terminology is also used for communications as well. I will show you today. Okay, so pushing and pulling strategy, using in distribution strategy in marketing, and in the communication strategy in marketing as well. So I will share with you very. Yes. You are totally right. Especially the prescription series, because prescription products are treated the ill dogs and cats, okay, just prescribed by the vets. Okay, but the regular series also sold in both channel, veterinary clinics and pet shops. Okay, so it's a really interesting sector. I approximately spent more than 5 years as a marketing manager in that sector. Hills. Do I have any chat box? Yes. Okay. Okay, dear. Wait a minute. Where we are? Okay. So you got the idea of personal selling and public relations. Public relations is my bachelor degree. I got my bachelor degree from communication faculty. I studied in public relations and advertising in 4 years graduation. Public relations is totally different discipline and very strategic and very important discipline, my dear friends, because most of the companies are confusing about the responsibilities of marketing department and public relations department, but those two departments target audiences are totally different from each other. So marketing department is working on consumers and consumer perception in order to sell the product, okay? But the public relations department is just working on corporate image and the brand, especially image, if it is specialized brand, especially image, in the minds of, again, the consumers, but as well as stakeholders, shareholders, publics. Okay, so reputation is the keyword in public relation. It's the working area has some indirect effects. Okay, never ever you can measure the effectiveness of that department directly, but it's very important for today's, because today all the companies at the end of the day, they are leading and try to managing even the political parties, okay, even the famous people, okay, they are just try to work on reputation, my dear friends, and the perceptions. Okay, so public relations involves building good relationship with the company's various publics, because different types of publics we are communicating, like media publics, financial publics, okay, and local publics, non-civil organization publics. Okay, we have different types of publics. By obtaining favorable publicity, building up a corporate image, and handling or heading off unfavorable rumors, stories, and events. Okay, so this is very, very important department. Those two departments should work in an integration in today's world, and but totally their responsibility are in, especially managing brand, they are combining their power. Okay, marketing department and the public relations department combining their power by managing the brand, but at the end of the day, total target audiences are totally different. Okay, different proficiencies. Promotional mix, so the direct and digital marketing, especially with marketing 4.0, with the development that we lived in the technology, with the social media and those issues, in today's business world, the communication never ends, okay? 7/24 hour, we are in the interaction with our consumers. So digital marketing involves engaging directly with carefully targeting the individual consumers, because you have a chance to target your audience in the digital area, and customer communities to both obtain an immediate response and building lasting customer relationship. Very briefly, I just want to highlight the 5 promotion tools, but when you start to read about the topic in some sort of marketing sources, you will see different types of promotional elements like events, sponsorships, what else? Event sponsorships, direct and digital marketing. So there are different types of classification in that area, and the theorists are really like to expand the scope, but the main 5, okay, are those you should know in promotional mix. So, my dear friends, very beginning of our lecture, we talk about how we. I'm sorry for that. How the marketing environment conditions are changing. With the environmental change, technological change, we exactly know that the communication models and vehicles and the technologies have been changed. Especially last 20 years, we have some dramatic changes. The most dramatic change start with the evolution of the social media, because till social media, you exactly know that the communication model is generally one way. Okay, because the companies are preparing their content, they're preparing their advertising or marketing communication campaigns, and they send to the message to the consumers, but they have no ability to measure its effectiveness and how it's working. But today it's not like that. With the digital enhancements, we are capable to measure the effectiveness of our investment with the number of likes, with the interaction rates, okay, with the interpretation we got, okay. Different types of metrics we have to measure, or the clicks, okay, or how many seconds they passed in our website, for instance. These are all measurable, and even if they click the website and did they put some product into the basket, or did they sell directly. So all the paths of the consumer are observable and measurable today. So this is very nice development, because consumers are getting change and consumers are getting much more conscious. We all talk about those realities. So in order to catch their structure, catch their demand, catch their desire, catch their attention, we have to adapt our processes into the technology very, very quickly. Because if we do not want to be out of the game, okay, we have to follow up all those changes very quickly. Content is everything in today. So content means creating, inspiring, sharing some sort of brand messages and conversations with and among consumers across a fluid mix of paid, owned, and earned media or shared channels. So what are those mean? Paid, all the rented area that you got. Okay, you are paying and you are getting the area. Owned is all of your owned mediums, like your website, your social media's web page, social media pages, okay, Instagram or different portals. This is called owned media. So the earned media is all the interaction of all those. Okay, so if the effect that you get, the combination of paid and owned media. Okay, this is called earned media. These are very common and used words in marketing communications area, especially the agencies really like to present what they have done, okay, their performance over paid, owned, and earned media statistics. Integrated marketing communication, I said, we have to, even if we use different channels, different types of promotional mix elements, we are responsible to give, okay, coordinated messages, common messages, and stable messages, not the stable, the consistent messages over different vehicles. Okay, we do not want to confuse the minds of our consumers. Okay, so advertising, personal selling, public relations, direct digital marketing tools, and sales promotions should be consistent, clear, and compelling company and the brand messages. Okay, So this is called integrated marketing. Integrated means, combined. Okay. So I just want to show very briefly the communication process. This is very important, my dear friends. In order to understand the effectiveness of your communication process, first of all, you have to understand what's communication. So as you see in the diagram, this is the very classical model of the communication. You see there is one sender in here and one receiver. Okay, in two sides, one sender, one receiver. So sender is the producer of the message. Receiver is the people or the a target audience who is responsible to get the message. Okay, sender and receiver. So sender is encoding the message and receiver is decoding the message in order to understand the perception, understand the message. So message is in the middle, okay, coming from one side to other, over a media channel, you see in here. So encoded message, okay, directly goes to receiver, and when receiver hear about the message, she or he decodes the message and the perception process is starting. So this is the very common and classic communication theory, okay? During this flow, during this flow, there could be some noise, okay, in the environment. So think that I'm, for instance, now giving my lecture online to you, and if the internet is gone, okay, it's a kind of noise because it directly cut off our communication. Or while I'm explaining my lecture, if someone comes into to my desk and start to ask me something, okay, it's a kind of interruption again, and it's a kind of it could be classified as noise, okay. Or think that you, as a company, you are giving some TV advertising, okay, and you believe that you're advertising directly in the prime time, directly watched by your target audience. Yes, maybe the TV is open, okay, in that prime time, but you have no idea that your target audience is watching or paying attention to your messages. Okay, maybe she's or he is eating, or maybe he is sleeping. So it's a kind of noise. Okay, so noise is something that decreases the effectiveness of the communication. Okay, so this is called the noise. So as a communicator, as a marketing people, I'm responsible to decrease the level of noise in the communication process. So this is my responsibility. So in between sender and receiver, there's feedback. Okay, because sender sends the message and receiver got the message, and receiver have some response, okay, towards the message. And this response directly, and this response is, if it is understood by the sender, it's called as feedback. And this is a really common word that we use in the business world. So the feedback of the consumers are very, very important. And even I always say that even it's a compliment or complaining, doesn't matter. All the feedbacks are quite beneficial for us because we are learning their opinion, and the consumers who are talking to you is a kind of key asset for you to develop or to transform yourself. Okay. So this is very valuable for all of us as a company owner or the marketing people. So you see here, the right side of the figure is the receiver's fields of experience, and the left side is sender's fields of experience in communication. But it is like this, okay? It's using the some sort of common values, common mediums. Okay, the message is coming from one side to other, and if there is noise in the communication, it's also shared by two sides. Do you understand what we are talking about? Do you have any question?
Not yet.
Not yet, ma'am. No yet, ma'am.
Okay, very nice then. So steps in developing effective marketing communication. So we have to, at the very beginning of my lecture, the semester, we are talking about the importance of target audience because we are shaping, we are developing all our strategy, even the communication, distribution, pricing, placing strategy. Okay, the product strategies are directly based on the question of whom you are going to serve. Okay, so in the communication process, first of all, we are identifying our target audience. Then we have to determine the communication objectives. We design the message. We choose the appropriate media to send the message because the appropriate media channels or mediums are differentiated based on the demographics, my dear friends. Okay. So if you if you reach to target young people, you should much more in the digital area rather than the traditional side of the communication. Okay, so we are choosing the media to send our messages based on demographics, the first step, target audience characteristics, and then we select our message source and send our message and start to collect the feedback. So this is the flow of the effective marketing communication. So while we are identifying the target audience, those questions should be asked. What will be said? How it will be said? When it will be said? Where it will be said? Who will say it? What will be said? The message. How it will be said? In what way? Okay, what kind of creative idea it will include? When is about the timing, where it's about the medium that we use, and who will say it. Are we going to use some spokespeople? Are we going to use some celebrity? Okay, so those issues. So those 5 questions should be answered, okay, while we are identifying the target audience. So what kind of steps we have to follow up for our consumers? We exactly know that this is very important. It will be on your examination. This is called the buyer readiness stages in theoric side of marketing communications. It gives us the importance of how we are known in the minds of the consumer, because first they are aware of you, okay, then they have some knowledge about you, then sometimes they like you, sometimes they do not like you. So if they like you, they prefer you, okay, and if they prefer you, they need to be convinced by you, and then the purchase process is coming. So look at how many phases, it's called the buyer readiness stages, how many phases that consumers leave before purchasing. Awareness, knowledge, liking, preference, conviction, and purchase. So there is one model in the literature that while we are designing a message, we should be very careful. With our message, we are aiming to get the attention, hold the interest, arouse the desire, because the consumer should be motivated, okay, should be actionable to go by and obtain some action. Okay, this is called AIDA model. Okay, while we're designing our message, we have to aim that our message get the attention, hold the interest, arouse the desire, and obtain the action. My dear friends, this is called AIDA model. So in the message content, some sort of message could be rational, some of them could be emotional, some of them could be moral. It depends on your strategy, it depends on your target audience characteristics, it depends on your company's brand objectives, okay? So rational appeal related to the audience self-interest. Emotional appeal is an attempt to stir up positive or negative emotions to motivate a purchase. Moral appeal is the audience sense of what is right and proper. So it depends, okay, which one would be used. While we are designing the message, content is very important, and your message structure and format. What I mean, how to say it, very important. Creative idea is very, very important because creative idea generally makes consumers to pay attention to your message, because they are aroused by a lot of messages today in different from different companies, different brands, from different mediums. Okay, we say that it's a kind of torture for the consumers. So why they should pay attention to your message? So creative idea, your message content, how to say the idea, how to say the message is very important. So in the communication techniques, of course, we have a chance to communicate face to face, by phone, by emailing, or mailing. Even it's quite it's not updated version, mailing, but emailing is also and also I think emailing is quite oldish version of the communication. Texting, chat box. Now AI tools are quite common to communicate like people. Of course, I do not prefer, and generally I directly understand, realize who is a real people, or who is how I'm talking to AI. I do not prefer, but in the further process, I think we are going to start to live with the robots. So for the choosing the communication channels and media, maybe I should talk the importance of the opinion leaders, but I do not want to explain what's opinion leader, because we talk about the importance of reference groups and opinion leaders in the beginning of our semester. So you exactly know who are opinion leaders and why they are important in the communication, because they are expert and they are reputable, reliable people, and they directly have some talent to convince the consumer. Okay, so your spokespeople, or if you work with some experts in the field, in the area that are popular, will benefit you to convince your messages. We talk about those. Collecting feedback. I told you why it's important. Okay. In the last pages, let's talk about the budget, because you know that if you should allocate some enough budget for your communication objectives. So there are some methods you see in here, my dear friends. There are 4 different methods for allocating the budget. One is the affordable method, sets the promotion budget at the level of the management, and management determines about the company's objectives and company's capabilities, okay, how much they are going to allocate for the budget. So this is affordable method. It's the decision that is gotten by management. Percentage of the sales method is also very common. So the companies are allocating their promotional budgets. They calculate the total and they add, okay, some little margins to the sales price of the product. Okay, so they set the promotion budget at a certain percentage of current or forecasted sales, or as a percentage of the units. Generally, the unit is chosen for the sales price. So you are increasing your sales price a little bit for affording the expenditures of advertising. And competitive parity methods, you are just look at what your competitors do, how much they spend for their promotional mix campaigns, promotional mix elements, and match the competitors' outlays. An objective and task method generally develops the promotion budget by specific promotional objectives. Okay, so if you have one campaign, according to campaign objectives and tasks you are determining. Maybe you are having 4 different big objectives, and based on your tasks and based on your goals, you are having your promotion budget. So these are 4 main, but in the reality, I can exactly say that percentage of sales method is very, very common. But to be honest, we are using competitive parity as well, because as I said, while we're giving some decision on 4 pieces of marketing, you have to follow up all your competitors' actions, okay, in pricing, production issues, in placing, and so on, everyone. Okay, so while you are setting your promotion mix budgets, you are responsible to follow the competitive parity method as well. So you got understand the concept of IMC. So integrated marketing communication is the first letter of IMC world, and why it's crucial, why it should be managed in an integration. You exactly understand. Okay. I just want to focus on while we are shaping our overall promotion mix. As I said, my dear friends, we have 2 strategy, pushing strategy and pulling strategy. Generally, pushing strategy is used in B2B marketing, and pulling strategy is generally used in B2C marketing. So you see producer setting the marketing activities with the personal selling, trade promotions, and push the product to the retailers and wholesalers, and expect them to sell those products with using some 4 pieces of our marketing activity to consumers. So in this process, as you see, generally the main responsibility is directly is given to the shoulders of retailers and wholesalers. Because if they are not decreasing the inventory level, in order to decrease their inventory level, they are also pushing those products to the consumers. Okay, but in B2C communication type, or in B2C markets, or in B2C marketing style, generally you see producer marketing activities, okay, directly reflected to the consumers with mass communication. Okay, and they are trying to aim some awareness in the minds of consumer directly, and they are aiming and motivating consumer to demand the product. So if I'm a consumer, and if I go to a supermarket with the name of Reese rice, okay, I am going to purchase Reese rice, okay, and looking in front of the shelves for Reese brand. So this is called the pulling strategy, because the company is affected to me. Okay, I have the awareness of the brand and I'm looking for the brand. So the driver is consumer in pulling strategy. The driver is retailers and wholesalers in the pushing strategy. So these 2 strategies are also common for distribution as well. So if you hear pulling and pushing strategy in the marketing literature, it's used for communication, okay, and distribution. Mirat, do you have any question? Yeah?
No, I just
Okay.
listening.
Okay. So this was also important. It will be on your final examination. So please, my dear friends, read those because I exactly explain what are those one by one. This is all from our side, and this was the last chapter before the final. Next week, you know, it's the New Year holiday, so we will not have any exam. So this is the last chance for all of you to see me before the finals. I haven't prepared. I uploaded this slides into your student system. Your student system is ready for now. There is no missing chapter in there. You are responsible the articles and the chapters that we covered in the lecture. Mainly, I'm focusing on the chapters we taught. Please read the chapters. Most of you followed my lecture, so you directly understand the mentality. Some sort of questions are sparkling, you know, the answers are sparkling. Please use your logic, okay? Do not be excited while you are having your final examination. Hopefully, all of you will get a good grade and graduate from the course. Okay? Do you have any question to me, my dear friends?
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Hi, who is
This is
speaking?
Adib. Adib. I'm Adib.
Edip?
So, yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I had a question regarding the chapter which will be included in the exam.
All of
So,
them. All of them, dear.
all those chapters which were included in midterm as well.
Yeah. So it's a kind of chance for you because most of you get a good grades, okay, and you know the subject, but mostly the percentage, I can say that 60 to 40, okay? 60 from after and 40 because I have to, because the final examination is generally is done from all the semester, okay? Because of that, so it says that final examination. Okay, so I have to ask. Read the previous slides as well.
Yeah, and I hope there will not be questions from those articles that there were some articles you uploaded, yes, or there will be, because some of them they are very lengthy. Since you will include all the chapters, and I'm sure it will be also
Hopefully.
much.
Okay.
Hopefully no,
Okay,
ma'am. Hopefully yes.
Yeah, generally I ask from the articles, my dear friends, because we did. But the last article we had on my side. You know, the last article we couldn't discuss it about the AI one. Exclude the AI one. The others are very related with our topics, and you are responsible to read them. Okay. So it's a kind of part of our lecture, I mean. Okay. Good. Can the exam date change into 22? No, it's set. 15th of January, I guess. Because the PhD examination, you know, I'm giving 2 lectures in this day, PhD and the master degree final examination will be in the same day. I will be here as well.
Hi.
Sorry. Write the chat box if you wish. Are we gonna have the midterm chapters in the final exam too? Yeah. That is included, yeah. As we already have one exam on 15th of January, Mom, that's the reason. Okay, but you know, my lecture is first, I think it's started 7 o'clock. Between 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock, it's my time. Okay, you will be my exam, and then the other examination you will get. Sorry for that, my dear friends. Yeah. But most of the students, it's a very common thing in Doğuş University, in the bachelor degree, in the master degree, in the PhD, because you know the schedules are quite crowded. I mean, it must be in that way. Yes, yes, we have time. Okay, enjoy your Christmas. Start to read. And my examinations are not so tough, my dear friends. Please do not put a lot of effort, but just read, understand the mentality. There won't be any problem, I guess. Okay.
Let's see.
More questions? No? Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice to meet you, my dear friend. What's the important to be read from the article? All of the thing. Ah, yeah, you should understand the mentality, okay? The article, why I shared. What's the common point? What's the discussion in the article? What we learn from the article, okay? This is all. Okay. Thank you very much, my dear friends. Huh? 20, always. I'm asking 20 questions.
20.
Yeah?
Same as like better.
50 minutes, 50. That's quite adequate for 20 questions.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much. Have a good
Jumana
night.
is typing. Yes. Thank you for your time and efforts, and Merry Christmas to all. Thank you very much. Very nice to meet you. I'm around here. Okay, I'm checking my emails regularly. Okay, if you have any assistance about your academic life, if you have any questions about the business life, send me an email, take the appointment, and we will be together. My dear friends, you can ask me whatever you want. You are going to write some theses and projects. Some of my students in your classroom directly communicate with me to be their advisor. Thank you. It's an honor for me. And we can talk about those issues, even if you write some theses or non-theses. I'm supporting my students a lot, but to be honest, I have some requirements, and my requirements is a little bit high. Okay, you have to work if you want to work with me. But I'm a good supervisor to give you an extra support. Okay. And willingly giving you an extra support. So if you wish to work on marketing, if you have some interest in marketing, I will be quite happy to welcome you, to see you, my thesis or non-thesis student for your last semesters. Okay, so we can talk about those issues as well. Merry Christmas. Good year to all. I wish health and peace and happiness and money to all of us. Okay, but in the first line, health, my dear friends, it's very, very important for all of us. because you do not understand the importance of health, rather you lose it. So hopefully we will do our, we will live our best year. One last question. The project for non-thesis, yeah. Yeah. Yes, dear. Yes, of course. If you want to work on marketing, we can. No, I'm also supporting non-thesis students. One today I approved. She was graduated working on brand equity and the brand of Gucci. And tomorrow she will submit. Yes, she will submit the non-thesis project. And today I got the plagiarism rate and everything and give the approval to her. I'm managing some sort of non-thesis projects as well. Okay? Huge difference. Huge difference. So the non-thesis, the projects are just worked between supervisor and the student. You are not allowed to get the other committee members approval. You are not defending your project. You are just responsible to get the approval of your supervisor approval, and you are not responsible to write some statistical thesis. You are not setting some hypotheses, using some statistical techniques, multivariate data analysis. No. Okay, you just make a extensive literature review. Maybe you can make a little case study at the end, and you finalize. Okay, so it's quite easy. It's easier when you compare with the thesis. But in the thesis, you are responsible to contribute something new to the literature. Because of that, you are responsible to make some quantitative researching, and yes, you are developing because you are collecting data, analyzing the data, and try to approve the hypothesis. Because at the end of the thesis, you said that I look at the point of view, the different point of view to the topic, and I add a new dimension to a research model. Okay, so you need to know the statistic. It's harder, and you have to defend your thesis to the jury member, and blah blah. So are you the non-thesis student or thesis student, I hope? Thesis students, and you do not have any idea about the difference between thesis and non-thesis. For the thesis program, they said. Okay, but you are thesis program. You are in thesis program. Okay, so good luck from now on. Yeah. But according to our Turkish education, higher education system, if you want to do PhD, it's a kind of requirement to do your master degree in thesis program. So non-thesis program have no application right to PhD program. Okay. More questions? We can chat till morning. Of course not. I have to go. I think who is writing? Someone is typing. Okay, thank you, my dear friends. Hopefully, yes, thank you. Hopefully, you benefit a lot. You learn something about marketing. Even if you have no idea about marketing, you got some idea, and hopefully, you love the marketing world. Even if I explain from the ethical side, generally I make a lot of criticisms, but this is the reality. I just want to share my opinions. Always, I'm quite open to my students because even if I'm an executor of the marketing operations, I have to evaluate the topic from the good and bad sides both. It's a kind of responsibility as an academician. So hopefully you got some benefits at the end of the semester. Thank you very much, my dear friends. See you on the final examination day. Till that day, if you have any question, please ask me over the email, okay? Do not hesitate. See you. Bye-bye. Good evening. Good night. Bye-bye.